I want to welcome you to Don'tBeAOneTrickPony.com, where you learn flipping, subject to, lease options, private lender marketing, joint venture marketing, and much more. Well, this is our overview video. It's a little bit long, and it's going to review what was in the previous videos a little bit, but we're going to move along through the review. It's only going to take a minute. Let's get started. So what we went through before was wholesaling, flipping, rehabbing, retailing, seller financing, and conventional and JV financing. Just remember, our whole focus is finding solutions for home sellers and making money with most of the leads that we get. And many REIs try to force a solution down the seller's throat. Well, we don't do that. We give the seller a couple of different choices. And not being a one-trick pony is important. Let's say you're spending $500 a month in marketing and you're spending 80 hours a month prospecting home sellers and you can't find a wholesale deal. So if you're only doing wholesaling, it's not the best thing in the world. Now, it's very frustrating and low effective and low success doing flipping and wholesaling only. So doing terms offers with the wholesaling, you get more deal flow and more cash every month. So giving the seller 2 or 3 offers, one's a cash offer, the other 2 are terms offers, that's a smart way to go. Let's go over, subject to means get the deed. The loan stays in their name for a period of time and they deed you the house. This is the paperwork that we use. We use the purchase and sale agreement, the seller's due on sale acknowledgement, the quitclaim deed to trustee using the land trust, getting an authorization to release mortgage information, getting a limited power of attorney, updating the insurance coverage, controlling the escrow account. What do you do if the mortgage company calls the loan due? An addendum to the purchase and sale agreement, quitclaim deed to the trustee, authorization to release mortgage information, limited power of attorney regarding real estate, insurance letter adding the additional insured, escrow letter, and letter to mortgage company. So that's the paperwork. Now, what's a land trust? A land trust means a property trust. And the seller places the property in a trust and gives you the beneficial interest to the real estate investor. Now, the land trust paperwork has to do with the trust agreement, the warranty deed to the trustee, the beneficiaries agreement, the assignment of beneficial interest, letter of direction to trustee, resignation of trustee, notice of termination of trustee, affidavit of resignation and appointment of successor trustee, and trustee's affidavit. Installment sale means that the seller sells a free and clear house on installment payments, and we also call it agreement for deed. The paperwork is, what does the agreement for deed document look like? Making sure all the payments are made on the seller's mortgage, adding yourself as additionally insured, checking the title, recording the agreement. Don't sell under agreement for deed. We go through all of that in the training. And the documents are agreement for deed, authorization to release mortgage information, collection account agreement, and insurance letter adding the additionally insured. Now, wrap. What is a wrap? Wrap means a wraparound mortgage where the existing first mortgage is wrapped. It's also called an AITD or an all-inclusive trust deed. It's called a seller-held mortgage also for either trust deeds and mortgage states. Drawing up the mortgage documents, what do you need to do? The terms to consider: a wraparound mortgage, a mortgage note, and a wraparound mortgage rider. We describe all those things through the training. Lease option assignment means where you lease option as a principal tenant buyer and then assign the deal for a fee. What documents do you need? Well, when you sell on a lease option, you need to protect the seller. We always protect the seller. And it's 2 separate agreements, a lease and an option. We tell you why you need those 2 separate, not in one agreement. What are the factors to consider when you're doing lease option assignments? The agreements used: you use the lease agreement, which covers the lease payment, the term, the deposit, and a few other things. The tenant's purchase option agreement goes through the option sales price, option fee, why you should give rent credits under Dodd-Frank and the SAFE Act, why you should use the RMLO, which is a registered mortgage loan originator, and the required disclosures. The Dodd-Frank and the SAFE Act has changed lease options a bit, so you need to know what has happened. Private lender means a private person lending money to you, the real estate investor, usually for 6 or 10% interest only, sometimes in a self-directed IRA. Now we go through equity trust for this. If you go to trustetc.com/real-estate-IRA how it works, that will tell you a lot about how real estate IRAs work. The second one is private money lending alternative to banks. So I hope you enjoy those links. Now JV partnering, it means 2 or more people getting together and making money together in a joint venture. Now you can do deals with business people like doctors or JV with the home seller. If you deal with the doctor, basically they're going to be a money or credit partner. And if you JV with the home seller, it's generally going to help the home seller do some kind of a minor rehab, and then when you sell, you're going to get joint profits. The home seller is going to get some money and you're going to get some money. JV partner paperwork. What's partnership agreements? What are they? The definition of a partnership, forming a partnership, partnering under a land trust. What are joint ventures? What are limited partnerships? What about a general partnerships? What does a joint venture agreement look like? What does a limited partnership agreement look like? Now the next big section outside the agreement is building a real estate network team of professionals. Now you'll notice that it says lawyer and then an S, because lawyers specialize. So you might need an entity lawyer for an LLC. You might need a subject to existing financing attorney. You might need a landlord-tenant attorney. It really depends on what kind of situation you have. So that's why there's an S at the end of lawyers. Real estate agents, same thing. You might need a leasing agent when you're dealing with tenant buyers. You might need a sales agent that's pro-buyer, a buyer's agent. Chances are you're not going to deal with too many listing agents that list sellers, because we talk to sellers. Tax advisor, well, there's a big box called an IRS dealer status for real estate investors. And then there's another issue on business entity selection. An entity is an LLC or a corporation. Corporations can be an S Corp or C Corp. So it depends on your situation. So you're going to need a tax advisor. We help you understand what you need in these 3 major people for the team of professionals. Now negotiation training we're very proud of. Negotiation is not selling. We call it the push-pull of the rope in negotiating. Think of a tug of war, and the seller is trying to basically hold their ground, and you're trying to pull the seller over the line. Well, we don't want you to pull the seller over the line. That means you're closing the seller or forcing the seller to say yes. We want them to pull us over the line. We don't want to pull them over the line. We teach you how to do that. The 5 basic negotiation steps: building rapport. Everybody knows how to do that. Build commonality. But we use a special upfront agreement to avoid let me think it over, or let me talk it over with my wife, or my husband, or my doctor, or my dog, or my CPA, or my lawyer. Discovering the real motivation is so important. That takes some time. Sometimes it takes 30 to 60 to 90 minutes to find out their real motivation, and what can we do to help them. Negotiation of money and terms, and then the last one is the what if step. The what if step is basically a way to be able to find out how they're thinking without having them say no. So those are the 5 steps of negotiation. It's a proven mechanism to be able to close a lot of sales. Now, marketing training, the old way is like, I'm going to buy your house any condition fast in 24 hours. Well, the better way is, I'll buy your house fast and list some problems. Here's what's in it for you. Here's your quick and easy solution. Fast closing, instant debt relief, freedom from maintenance hassles, guaranteed written offer within 48 hours. Hard to sell a home? No problem. No equity? No problem. No commissions. Call this 800 number and listen to this toll-free 24-hour recorded message. Why is that recorded message so valuable? Well, first of all, if it's a 5-minute message and it tells you basically what you can do to help them, it's really going to increase your marketing percentages. You're going to close a lot more leads. It's been a proven way to get a lot of leads. So what's the next step? After you listen to this overview, you might want to listen to it a few more times. But the bottom line here is you need to set a time. This is the next step. Set a time where we can talk. And you just hit this button and you're good to go. You need to go on our site and you'll see this graphic. Just set a time and we'll answer all your questions. I thank you very much for listening to this overview recording. Have a great day, and remember, don't be a one-trick pony. See you at the top.